Yo, what's up, family? What's up, friends? OG Larry tapping in from GTradestv. I was gonna make this video more about the crypto game and Coinbase and Bitcoin. I'm just gonna say that Bitcoin is holding 90,000 right now, and if Bitcoin can get on the move back up, then and get over 92,000 and maybe 95,000, we might push back to 100,000, and the bottom could be in for temporarily. So, the top may also be in, but Bitcoin still has some room to the upside to move. But that's not really what I want to talk about in this video. I want to pivot. Same way that sometimes you have to pivot in the stock market. If you see a stock going up and you think that a stock is supposed to be going up and all your technicals and fundamentals are on point and that stock is going up, and then all of a sudden it just tanks and starts going down, you have to pivot. Sometimes you may have to go from holding a call to buying a put, whether not just a straddle. Sometimes you just have to pivot. And that's what I'm gonna do right here. I'm gonna pivot. And I wanna talk about not so much about how you can make money in the stock market, but how you cannot lose money in the stock market. Everybody is gonna, if you look on a lot of the YouTubers and a lot of the sites and a lot of the websites and this and that, they're going to tell you how you can make money. Everybody, follow me, copy my trades, do this or do that. I've done all that. I've done a lot of that foolishness, and it wasn't really the way. The only way to really get ahead in the stock market is to understand the game, learn the game, know yourself, and then learn the stock market and know the market. And because people can tell, even myself, I can say I did this or I did that, or you can do this or you can do that. But if you don't know how to execute your own trades and understand how to prepare yourself for whatever the market is going to deliver or hand out, then it's no use in really being involved on a trading type of level, because no one can teach you how to execute. That has to come with time, not time in the market. You have to have time in the market. So execution and being able to trade and make moves in the market is not as easy as it seems. Everything that glitters is not gold. So I try to come on here and try to help people navigate the markets and share with you what I see and some of the things that I do, not to get you to mimic me, but to get you to see where you can take a look at in the markets or in certain areas, or things that you can learn and apply to your own game, your own style, whether or your own trading portfolio when it comes time to look at certain stocks that might be a value buy, or even if it comes to making an option play or swing trade, or even if it's coming to just hustle, trying to make money real fast in the market. Nothing is really fast in the market. You can make fast money if you have a lot of money, but what if you just have a small account? What if you can only, and sometimes the 1% to 2% of your capital rule, which is the amount that you should trade. If you have a $1,000 portfolio, you should be making $20 or $30 trades. But realistically, are you going to be able to get ahead and making $20 and $30 trades? So sometimes you have to take other risks, but you want to take calculated risks. If you're going to take higher risks, you just don't want to go in based on what somebody else says, blow up your account, and then you don't even have any money to survive the game. So the name of the game is survival. You have to survive the markets. You have to protect your capital. You have to protect your money, because there's more ways to lose money than it is to win, because the market psychology is difficult. Understanding human nature is something that you have to do. Understanding your own weaknesses and tendencies is something that you have to do. Knowing that you don't always have to be involved in the trade. You don't always have to be involved in the action. Sometimes waiting, learning, understanding the charts, understanding the stock, whether it's the SPY or QQQ or the indices or IWM, the small caps, whatever it is that you don't want to be all over the place. You want to try to be specific with a company or a stock or an index that you can understand, that you can know, and you can move with it. You can move like water. Like Bruce Lee has a quote that's saying, "Move like water." If you're glass, the water becomes a glass. Whatever that water goes into, that's what that becomes, and it's flexible, it's fluid, and you have to be like that in the market. You can't be perma bull or perma bear. You have to move as the market moves, and if you do that, you can be successful in the market. And and understand the language, understand support and resistance, supply and demand, understand how to learn how to read the candles, because even though the candles is what has happened, it's not necessarily a prediction of what's gonna happen, it's what has happened. So sometimes if you know what has happened, not whether it's 5 minutes ago, whether it's an hour ago, 15 minutes ago, if you're a day trader, if you're a swing trader, you might want to know what happened 4 hours ago, or on the daily, or on the weekly. So you want to understand what these candlesticks, charts, and patterns represent, so that you can read them and know going forward the market's tendencies, what the market might do. And then if it does reverse, like I say, you might have to pivot sometimes. But if you catch a wave, and if you're on the right side of the trade, and if you've done good research and you see it, and if you waited for the right setup, then the market will be very rewarding of that patience. So there's a lot that goes into it, and never average down on a losing trade. I'm going to repeat that probably 1,000 times before I'm done with my YouTube career. So never average down on a losing trade, and I'm gonna put that on the screen right here, because that's one thing you don't want to do. You don't want to just throw money into a loser, putting good money after bad. But learn how to scale up. Learn how to understand that once you see that you have momentum in a winning trade, and that this trade is worthy of addition, then you can scale up and you can add on to a winning trade, and that's how you grow your account, and that's how you make your money. So like I said, it's a lot of things, a lot of nuances in the market that you have to prepare yourself for. So as we move into 2026 of trade, then let's be patient, let's be prepared, let's be persistent, and let's be good traders. And sometimes being a good trader, just waiting, protecting your capital, protecting your money, and getting ready for that setup when it presents itself to pounce. Grow your account 1 time, 2 times, 3 times, 5 times, even 10 times. So just imagine being able to turn $500 into $5,000 just being patient. So that's where a lot of traders fail, always wanting to be in action, being impatient, being in a rush to get to the money. And I've made all those mistakes. So if I can share my mistakes with you to help you not make them, then part of my job is done. So I'm gonna get out of here. As we get prepared, I'm probably gonna have another video with a couple of looks that I have for stocks going into the week. So look for that a little bit later, and you guys have a good one. And like I said, be prepared, not surprised. Be patient, and let's get ready to win in 2026. Peace.